Hello and welcome to yet another exciting installment of DraftStar TV. We're waiting for another episode to happen. It is definitely a marathon and not a sprint. Sitting next to me on my left is East Burwood Football Club superstar Robbie Campbell. Quick shout out to Hench and Kaz down there. How are you, Rob?
I'm really well, thanks Jake. Thanks for having me back. I love getting on your panel. Always interesting. The intros are definitely a highlight for me. I've gone from being Hawthorn champion to now East Burwood champion, so I like to roll with the punches. So glad to be here, mate.
And the man on my right, who is the most vain person I've ever met, wearing an extra small football jumper, Ben Dixon. How are you, Ben?
Good, Tree. Good. Humour's improved, mate. That's outstanding. Now, let's get into a bumper show now. I'm just going to take the reins for a minute because draft time is going to come up very, very soon. As we know, 5 weeks to go till finals. We're going to do a little phantom draft for you because we've got plenty of DraftStar prospects, but more importantly, we want to know who the best kids in the country are. Come Supercoach time next year when DraftStar TV goes kapow.
And you can actually focus on Supercoach this time.
That's right, mate. I'm going to actually learn how it works. But let's go through it. 10 down to 1, big build-up. Here we go. First pick, Fremantle.
Lockie Plowman, the big man, okay, key position defender. Missed the carnival due to injury, but outstanding player. I think you'll go with 10, Robbie. Now, number 9, Dale Garlett from WA, speedster. Garlo loves it. Had an outstanding carnival. Got all the tricks, magic, everything you want to see on a footy field. Brisbane at 8. Troy Mental, brother of, yeah.
The pretzel.
Had the Lars ruptured an ACL, but strong grab, boots plenty, and obviously be up and about. This man, Oliver Wines, at number 7. Port Adelaide need a hard inside player because they could lose Boakey. Hopefully they don't, but if they do, Oliver Wines is going to be a great replacement. Tough inside, 33 for Metro. He was just outstanding. Western Bulldogs, number 6, Sammy Mays, just another man that pushes on the midfield. And number 5,
Exciting one here.
Western Bulldogs,
Number
Jimmy
5.
Tumpus.
Jimmy Tumpus came to a camp with us in Adelaide a couple of years ago. Really consistent half-back, uses the ball really well, reads the play superbly, so he should be a good little pickup for the Bulldogs.
Matty Primus reckons it's the best work rate he's seen from a young man coming through the ranks. He trained at Port Adelaide with Brodie Grundy, who's the next choice for Melbourne at number 4.
He's clearly the best ruckman in the draft. Best ruckman by a mile, they say. So
How would you go against you, Rob?
probably struggle against myself, but at the same time, mate, coming through, a young fella, needs to probably develop his body a little bit, but has great skills and mobility for a big man. So watch out for that name at the Demons.
Pick number 3, back to the Melbourne ruckman, Robbie Campbell, Jacob Gooden.
Yes, had a fair bit to do with Jack Viney when he was a young fella. Very similar to his old man. Really solid body, really hard at it. Tough as nails. Gets in over the footy, great tackler, good explosive player as well, and will be a great addition to the Demons.
Number 2, Gold Coast, Jonathan O'Rourke, just outstanding midfielder, finds it, and they're hard to come by, gets forward, kicks plenty of goals, holds his own, both sides of his body, balanced as always. And number 1, GWS, this is a man who's had this tag for 2 years now, a Lockie Whitfield. He is the lock, no doubt. Best player in the championships on all fronts, complete package, work rate, 16 plus beeper, combine will get smashed to bits this year.
Just an outstanding prospect and the number 1 pick.
Now, speaking of Lockie Whitfield, young Jared Ellis, a scholarship kid of ours who played as a bottom major for Queensland. How did he go? He had a bit of a run-in with Lockie Whitfield.
He did. They played on each other. 16 Ks they ran throughout. Jared thought he worked hard until he played against Lockie. Lockie's obviously an exceptional talent in terms of his midfield prowess and all that sort of stuff and endurance. But great experience for young Jared, who's on the
talent. Robbie, you have some relatively somber news from one of our young draft stars.
Yeah, a young fella, Corey Mirabelli. I had a text from his mum in the last couple of days regarding, not sure if it was a knock during a game of footy, but he's had a little bit of bleeding on the brain, and he's in the Children's Hospital in Melbourne, getting that fixed up and waiting for the next couple of days to have surgery on that. So just want to send a shout out to Corey to make sure he's keeps his spirits up and hopefully he comes through really well. Everyone here at DraftStar loves you, mate, and we hope to see you back really soon. But it definitely also highlights the need for young athletes, young footballers, just to make sure they focus. If they get a knock on the head or if have a concussion, make sure you go see a doctor about it and get it checked out.
No doubt, Rob. Obviously, in terms of the AFL circles, it's much on the agenda. So, as we said, all the wishes with Corey, and hopefully we see him back at a camp real soon.
Lots been happening since our last episode. We've had a lot of camps. We've been on a fair bit of work in the office to try and prepare.
Fair bit of work in the office.
We've been doing a fair bit of work at camps.
I've been doing a fair bit of work in the office. Can't speak for these two.
That's right. But
you keep your helmet on, mate.
a fair bit's been going on. But at the camps, we got Jacob along, and he was a leader at one of our camps. He was a head coach. He was the head of the Rioli team. And one thing we know Jacob is really good at is enthusiasm. And he got his team to prepare something for Cyril Rioli. So have a look.
You can't go wrong with a little bit of Remember the Titans like chanting, and I tell you what, I reckon Cyril loved it, and he loved getting down to the camps.
July camps. Just while we're on those, best performers. Let's have a look at them. Okay, right. First up is the beat test. 14.5. Jacob Hislop.
Great name,
mate.
Great name.
Jacob, yep.
Sloppy.
Hopefully he doesn't wear his helmet around like you do at the moment.
Third time in one joke. Get
Wesley, CBD, outstanding, 14.5. Jacob's just an outstanding individual. 20-metre sprint, 3.01. Darcy Walk, he was at Toorak College, he knocked that one off. And the agility, as we know, Stephen Hill still holds the record, 7.77. But Xavier Hall got the closest, 8.37. These boys are just destined for the combine.
Absolutely.
So these are the results of the best from these camps that we just had in July. So we're trying to find out the best results across all of our camps, but these are from July. Our persistence.
Now, boys, just before we go, we're getting to the business end of the season. So what I need to hear from you and from you, who's going to be in the grand final, who's going to win it, and who's going to win the Brownlow? Dixon.
Geelong Hawks for mine. I think the Cats
Geelong.
are just doing this one. Hawks are up there already. It's just going to be like this one just here. Hawks Geelong.
Who's going to win?
I think the Hawks. In a
Hawks
close
will
one.
get up. And Brownlow medal.
Brownlow medal. I know he missed a lot of games, but I'm still going to go with Pendlebury because
There you
he's
go.
just a vote getter. He's a non-baller and he's a draft.
Dane's not going to steal votes.
No, he can get 46. Every now and then he get his threes, but Pendle's just love him. Love him.
Campbell.
Grand final, I'll go the Hawks as well, being Hawks man. But I can't go past one of the interstate teams. They're both, if they can finish top two, then they're a massive chance to at least get there.
So who's that, Rob?
Sydney/Adelaide, one of the two. I'll go with.
Don't sit on the fence. You're a bit
Swans.
indecisive.
I'll go the Swans. Swans Hawks in the granny.
Love the Swans.
Brownlow. And I'll go the Hawks to win it. Brownlow.
They can't win the Brownlow.
Brownlow, I'm going to go a bit of a smoky.
Yep.
From the Swans, the next Hawk, Joshy Kennedy, had a ripper of a year. He's just a ball magnet, hard at it player. They've won enough games, obviously, to get some votes. He's always in the possessions, kicks a lot of goals. So I'm going to go with Joshy Kennedy.
Well done.
And is Jason Blake going to get a vote in this year's Brownlow?
He's an outside chance.
Outside chance. Well, there you have it. And that almost brings us to the end of the show.
Well, it does, but there's one very, very important thing.
And what's
September camp, finals footy. Who wants it the most? You get out of here, mate! You kidding me?
Oh shit! I actually did it. Oh,
He didn't even fall.
You get a kick!
the string.
In front of me.
Oh, I actually did it. If an experience like that appears...
Now, we had such an action-packed show this week, we couldn't possibly fit it all into one episode. So next week, we'll be bringing you a special encore presentation with all the little bits you missed out on. A little bit of what to look forward to. We have a further look into the concussion rule in the AFL and seek some medical advice on how best to handle it. We catch up with Western Bulldogs rookies Lin Jong and Alex Greenwood, as well as getting some special messages of support for young Corey Mirabelli. We also catch up with Alex Hay, who's been away in Europe, and find out exactly what he's been up to.
What's up with me, man?